Okay, so now just to set the stage, this is what makes this shop so particularly expensive because the parts aren't just crazy. None of that is. It's the work. See how much is going from inside of your car? Pretty much everything. Um, you see that box that's open there? That's what the evaporator was actually in. And you can even see the little screw coming out of it that goes into that hole, and a nut holds it against it. So I mean, it's all the way against this, dashed all the way against that, and this is where all your ventilation for blowing around. So you got to take everything out of here, like literally everything, the seats and the shifter and stuff like that to come out to have room to be able to move stuff back, take it out, steering wheel, figuring out wires for quite some time. So yeah, there's all that. Now then, that's the part of as to why it's so expensive. Now here's the good news though. Verification on the heater core, on the evaporator core. Yeah, you can see it there. Remember we were talking about dye in the AC. We wanted to run it. We couldn't find any leaks when we first did it. So we were looking all around trying to see what's where it's leaking at to see this dye. We didn't find anywhere, and that was why I filled it up, because there's even a place you're supposed to be able to check for it from here, not necessarily from this. Obviously you can't see this. There's a little kind of a drain hole on the bottom that you're supposed to check for. I guess he didn't see it the first time. I had to look for it. He did find a leak in your intake, your input valves. That's why we did that. But clearly this was the problem. But that's what verifies for sure this was it. That's why this is all green. It's busted open. It's leaking the stuff out. This is what's killing your AC each time. So this is what for sure will do it. And really what you're paying for, the $450 is the labor, just because it takes so long. I mean, literally taking, a tire dash, console, and yeah, I got a seat right behind me. Yeah, it's a lot to do all that, and having to store it in my garage, might mess with it at night. So yeah, there's the details of that, and then there's that. That's the good news. And then usually, you almost always have to take a heater core off to get a AC out. Heater cores, it does your heat, does it through your coolant. And see, they're real close. See, remember I told you the evaporator was here. Well, you see those two lines down there, that's the heater core. But thankfully there was just enough room. They're able to walk in with the car. So you've only got the original 600 quote to deal with. Now that was an original quote. Usually you'll have some room in there, might be a little thing here and there. Now that, if we'd have had to do that, would have been just say $20 extra for coolant, maybe maybe a tiny bit of labor, but it wouldn't be anything big. So it would have been within the quote, but that's just, money money and time I was able to save you on this. So that was able to stay connected. The cooling system was never had to be touched, and all that's good to go. So the new evaporators will be here tomorrow. So I'll just drop that in here, put everything back together, charge the system up, and as I promised you, the complete recharge, the refrigerant, everything will be free, and then you'll be good to go. Just the 600 even like we talked about. Again, 450 is the labor. The parts run close to 200, so that's where your total comes in.